Hey guys, Metal Jesus here. Now sometimes a great game can have just a terrible, terrible name. I often wonder what these marketing departments are thinking of. Sometimes the title is just bad or confusing. So in this video I want to talk about some of the games that I think are pretty good that were definitely hampered by terrible names. And to help me with this video, I've reached out to the Metal Jesus crew, and we're going to start with Kinsey.
Okay, so my picks for great games, bad names is number one. This one has bothered me for quite some time, but that is Theater Rhythm on the 3DS. And I love these games. It's mostly, I think, because of like nostalgia of hearing the Final Fantasy music and like rhythm games that aren't that hard. I don't know. I really liked it, especially Curtain Call. It's really good. But like Theater Rhythm, I still remember back when I worked at another castle and one of the guys there was like, no, it's Theater Rhythm. Rhythm and theater share an R. And ever since that day, I was like, what? Theater Rhythm? That's even worse than Theater Rhythm. Like, I don't know. I personally really dislike this title, but maybe somebody out there does. I mean, it does take place on a stage, like a theater, and it is a rhythm game. I get it, but Final Fantasy, you're better than that. And then my other choice is Ninja Baseball Batman. It is an arcade beat-em-up, side-scrolling beat-em-up, and it's so colorful, it's so fun, it's so unique, but it's Super Ninja Baseball, or not super, there's no super, Ninja Baseball Batman. And I mean, they are ninjas with baseball bats, but they are men with bats, but not the Batman. But I don't know, someone came up with that name and they were like, this is the gold. So, I don't know who you are, but I guess you get a slow clap. But, so, those are my choices for great games and bad names.
Immortal John Hancock here. Good games, terrible names. And first up is actually a PS2 game, Ring of Red. And the reason why I'm putting this on the list is because, you know, if I saw Ring of Red on a list of like upcoming releases, I would not know anything about the game by hearing that. And, you know, Ring of Red, this is a cool mech strategy game, and it's a lot of fun, and it's an obscure title, and I think that it would have sold better with a better name. And so that's my first pick for bad names for good games. All right, the next one up is Panic Restaurant. And the reason why I picked this is because, you know, in the era of Nintendo, it was all about, you know, having an iconic character and have them in an adventure of an environment. And so when I hear Panic Restaurant, what is that? Is that a puzzle game? Is that a cooking game? It's actually neither. It's actually an action platform game, but I think with the title doesn't match what the game actually is. And so it's my pick because, you know, you can't tell what type of game it is from the title. So there you go. Those are my picks.
Hey guys, Radical Reg here, and my first choice is going to be Cold Fear. Now, Cold Fear is a survival horror game. It came out a little bit before Resident Evil 4 did. It was able to get a little hype being compared to Resident Evil 4, but it still did not sell well at all. A lot of people still don't know about this game. So basically, you're a Coast Guard named Tom Hansen. You get called to help a Navy SEAL team investigate a Russian ship. Now, it's weird in the beginning. You start off by yourself, but the SEAL team starts off on their together. So it's like, why is Tom by himself? Like, is he some kind of tough guy? But anyways, other than that, I think it's a fantastic game. It has a lot of good water effects. The ship is rocking back and forth, so you can actually slide off the ship. I don't want to go too much into the story for you guys, but it is a survival horror game. But like I said, it didn't sell well, so you could probably pick this game up for $5 to $10, and I recommend it. All right, so next game, Indigo Prophecy. I don't know what that name is, man. That's weird as heck. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't click with me. The original name for the game was called Fahrenheit, and I wish they would have kept that name, but unfortunately, because of the 9/11 attack, they decided to change the name of the game in America. But everywhere else, it's called Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit is pretty much, it's kind of a game like a point-and-click type game, I would say. Not point-and-click, but more of a venture type. It has quick-time events. Basically, you play as Lucas Kane. He's a regular person. He is possessed by someone, and he actually kills a person. So he's trying to figure out what happened to him. The police are closing in. Very intense game. Just a lot of people don't know about it. But still, this is probably one I would say call a game of precursor to a game like Heavy Rain. If you like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls, you'll definitely like Indigo Prophecy. But I don't believe it sold well. Man, that is my last game.
When it comes to terrible names, it doesn't really get much worse than Artanelico Koga Nell of RCL. I don't think any of those are real words. Maybe of. That's the only word in there that I recognized. This is a pretty decent RPG, but what I really like about it is the soundtrack. But none of the words in the title make sense, and when I saw it, I had literally no clue what it was about. The second game, this is actually kind of it's half awesome, half terrible. The name for Turok 2 in Japan is called Violence Killer. Violence Killer. So, I don't know what that means. Is he killing the violence? Is he violently killing? Is he a killer who is violent? I don't know what they were going for there, but Violence Killer. Weird name.
The first game that comes to mind immediately is Popolacroix on the PSP. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know for sure because I don't think it's a real word. I think they took an Italian word and a French word and jammed them together. Now, to make matters even worse is that they capitalize every other letter, and it doesn't make any sense. I mean, how would you know that that's a really cool old school Japanese RPG based on that title? It's so bizarre. I don't know what they're thinking of. I mean, I probably would have guessed as some sort of like flower or plant simulator. I don't know. I don't know what that means. And then the other game that comes to mind is The Third Birthday, also on the PSP. It's such a weird name because you don't know what that means. I mean, what does the third birthday mean? Well, you know, right off the bat, you think it's some sort of like, I don't know, like children's game. I mean, you know, you look at the cover, of course, it's got a girl in there with a gun. Okay, I get that. But you have no idea that this is actually a Parasite Eve game. It's the third one in the series. Why they didn't just call it Parasite Eve, The Third Birthday, I have no idea. I just think that's a terrible name. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't link it to Parasite Eve, at least on the cover, in any way. And I think that's definitely a missed opportunity. I mean, it's a great game, don't get me wrong, but the name is just horrible. Love to know down in the comments what some of your probably most loved, most hated... Oh, wait. You know what? I forgot about John Riggs.
Hey, how you feeling? You got John Riggs here. I love video games, but sometimes, yeah, the titles are just a little bit too silly, too ridiculous for you to take the game seriously until you get into the game, right? So, a couple of my favorite titles are, you can see it right over there on my wall, right there. Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. I love Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. It's the game that got me married. You want to find out more details on it, you can check out our video. We did a NES Hidden Gems Volume 1, and that one's on there. So check out Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. I love it. It's a point-and-click adventure style game, but everything's vegetables. And of course you're trying to save the princess. You are a Sir Cucumber. I don't know how well that would go in today's standards. But yeah, really, really fun game. Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. Kind of going up in price, but make sure you grab it while you can. Another great game, especially if you love puzzle games, is a game called It's Mr. Pants. It's Mr. Pants! It's Mr. Pants. Check it out for the Game Boy Advance. Super, super fun puzzle game. We actually did a video of the best puzzle games, and that one's on that list too. So if you want to check out some gameplay footage of it, super fun puzzle game, tons of levels, keeps you playing. It's the kind of game that you can play all the way through, and then after you beat it, you can play it all over again because you forgot how you solved the puzzles the first time around. Yeah, check out It's Mr. Pants on the Game Boy Advance. So those are my two games. Thank you for watching, and let's check out some of the other games. It's all about being silly.
Alrighty, John Riggs bringing the weird and the wacky. I love how he does that. He just is so creative and so kooky. It's one of my favorite things about these group videos is that I basically just tell them, hey, do whatever you want, have fun with it, and they always deliver. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. These are a ton of fun to make, and I really appreciate you watching my videos. They come out every Tuesday and Friday. Have a great day.